Hey guys, what is going on? Today we will be recording another episode of Blasphemous, episode 6. Unfortunate news, this entire episode I had my mic muted. So we're just gonna go quick style over everything. I'll show you the most important parts, kind of skim over anything else I need to. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so to start off, we got this first bone. Phalanx of Miriam the Counselor. Also, I'm going to be going over every single collectible I get in this episode. Then I went over here, got this Sternum of Vitus, the Performer. Then I went over here and got this gold piece of mask. All this rosary bead does is just slightly protect you from fire damage. Not super useful. I end up using it like 1 or 2 times. After a couple rooms, I come across this red candle. It's not useful in this episode, but it will be useful in an upcoming one. So stay tuned for that.
Pay no heed to the wrinkles of my skin, the hair that grows silvery, or my trembling legs. Our pact has yet to be concluded, as has your arduous enterprise. Penitent one, will you require my assistance with your next task? So be it.
So, that lady right there, actually, if you remember from the first, one of the first episodes, that boss that I fought, the wood guy, that's the same lady that asked me to help then. And while I was also down fighting the boss down below. I didn't realize this until like way later, but she just grows older. Yeah, this boss, like 90% of the bosses in this game are super easy. It really was a shame because none of the bosses I ever really struggled with up until a later episode.
I feel fortunate to partake in this victory. Before I depart, I want these words to accompany you, so that you remember our pact. Penitent one in silence, now resume your journey.
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, may the gold in my visage melt and erase the compunction of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
to behold the visage of compunction, penitent one in silence. After bowing before the holy custodian visages, the door at the end of the bridge of Calvary has been opened. Traverse now its threshold under the strict eye of His Holiness. We penitents carry such guilt that perhaps the affliction is giving us a second breath. But be wary. Amongst prayers, it might silently come creeping to us one day.
And then finally we come across our third mea culpa. I don't actually end up upgrading anything here. I don't really have enough money to get what I want, so I just save. Then after returning to the room where I fought the boss, the old lady was holding Tears of Atonement. Then I kept going further left and I found the Cloistered Sapphire. All this rosary bead does is just electrify the air around you after an execution. I don't exactly know what that means. I haven't used it because I hardly ever do any anyways. After backtracking a little bit, I find this small bead of blue wax. It's actually a rosary bead. I just don't figure that out until way later. In its description it says that it strengthens the wearer's fervor. I still don't know exactly what that does. I haven't used it in-game, and the wiki doesn't say anything either. And that's all the collectibles for the Convent of the Charred Visage. We continue back to Albero. I end up buying an upgrade for my mea culpa worth 8,000. Just makes the charge attack a little better. I go ahead and just drop off 3 bones. And then I find out that I can actually interact with this pool.
This place is another dream, penitent one. They believe me a saint, worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through the stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream. Behold the linen cloth that soaks the sweat of fevers, of thoughts, of dreamt sins. A tool that obtains secret and forbidden confessions, even from those who already departed to the other side of the dream. In the name of the High Wills, I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
As you can see, I ended up giving him a quest item called the Linen Cloth, and it allows me to speak to dead corpses along the ground. This NPC is super useful later on because it will give me 2 of the 4 remaining relics. I made my way all the way to the bridge on the right. This next boss that's coming up gave me probably the most trouble that I've had in this game so far. It took me like 6 or 7 tries, but I'll show you the winning attempt.
Sister, I know you are there. Even if I can't see you, hear my plea. After your departure, it is now my turn to prove I'm deserving of our captain's trust. I will not fail, Chrysanta. And may the greatest of pains devour me if I let the penitents through this door. On your guard, penitent one. sister, forgive me. Now I will cross over to the other side of the dream and return to your side.
After finally killing the second half of the duo, I made my way to the castle. I was very unprepared for what these next few areas had for me.
I feel my blood turning into black sap, and my aged skin into reddish bark.
After that, I made my way up and got this Quicksilver, which will help me upgrade my flasks.
Those you have removed from punishment were Perpetua and Esdras, foundling siblings who went on to be part of His Holiness Guard. It was said that Perpetua could speak to her brother even after death, for twisted are the paths of the miracle.
After skipping a grueling 6 minutes to go past 2 screens, I picked up this bone. After, again, what seems like forever, we end up making it to the biggest area in the game, Mother of Mothers. Houses probably the most rooms in any other area. It is grueling with the amount of enemies, with the amount of secrets, amount of everything. You will see me in this area and the next area that I'll show you for like 90% of the rest of the game.
The knot of the 3 words. Here is where the first miracle took place. One devout and tormented youngster asked the High Will for punishment. He placed a wooden log where he sat and prayed. He prayed hoping to be heard. He prayed for pain, so he could ease the guilt that sharply pierced his soul. Then, the miracle manifested itself. It made roots grow and twist over his arms and legs, but not a cry nor a complaint came out from his mouth. Every inhabitant of this land bore witness to it, and all of them prayed before the besought eternal joy of that youngster. This triune tree that sprouted years after his death was named the Knot of the 3 Words. For 3 are its twisted trunks, and 3 were the words spoken by that youngster before he died. My great guilt. Every year from its core flows a golden, burning liquid, perpetuating his memory and perhaps to remind us that the first miracle has not abandoned us. For twisted are, were, and will be the paths of the miracle.
Then across some perilous platforming and these obstacles, we found this base. Real quick, I know this is like the middle of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching so far. If you watched every episode up until now, it means a lot to me. This has kind of just been a passion project, you know, editing videos. It's helped me with a lot of getting my voice kind of accustomed to making content, but also something fun. It's been so fun making these videos. If you guys really do like, it would be highly appreciated if you like, comment, subscribe. But thank you guys so much. Like, again, it means the world to me. All that gushy stuff out of the way, we go up just a few rooms and we make it to the Cathedral rooftops. That is the other level that I said would, again, take up 90% of the rest of the game. And when I tell you the enemies up here, oh my god. So first up for enemies, we have these guys in the ball cage. I don't really know exactly what their name is, but they're really annoying and sometimes they're really awkward to fight. Right here, it's not too bad on its own. You see I get hit there. They also do a lot of damage, so that's another issue. On their own, they're really not bad, but coupled with a few extra enemies, it makes for really, really aggravating encounters. Then on the same screen we have these little face guys. They're not that big a deal, they're just kind of an obstacle. But coupled with a few other enemies, and they can make annoying encounters as well. Then we have these guys with the spears. They're not hard, just attack them after they attack you. Super easy to deal with. This is what I'm talking about the weird encounters and annoying encounters with the guys and the balls. The little shit on the top is annoying. This enemy occurs a few times, along with the little beast guy on the bottom. They're not difficult on their own. They're really not. They're just kind of annoying. That's what makes enemies in this game hard. We don't have anything for this room right now, but it comes up later and is super, super important. And then we have this enemy, which is pretty similar to the guy on the bridge. All you do is just parry there, and then you also have like a spinning attack with like lightning. Not super difficult, just they have a lot of health. After killing the enemy, you get the item Mark of the First Refugee. So far, all I can really tell is that it's like a lore item. I'm assuming it's for a quest, I just don't quite know. And for the final enemy, we have these spear guys. Not super difficult, they just have a lot of health. I don't learn until way later that you're actually able to parry their spear attacks. And I died there. Making it past that arena that I just died to, and then killing these two spear guys, we get a sword heart for the mea culpa, called the Heart of Oils. All it does is strengthen my attack while making me more vulnerable. I go ahead and get this little guy, then this femur over here. After going up another room, I find another mea culpa. Getting a lot of extra money here, I'm able to buy the final upgrade for the dash attack. After coming out of that mea culpa and going left, we encounter the boss Melchidas, the exhumed archbishop. This boss sucks so much. It is just not what I really find fun in these kind of games. It's very, you have to be patient. There's no way for you to do a lot of damage very fast to the boss. Also, even when it's up here, you're not even able to reach him, but he's still invulnerable, meaning you can't use any of your fervor shits. And it's really, really, really annoying. Also, this isn't even my first attempt. It took me like a good 2 or 3 tries, as you can probably tell by me picking up that guilt fragment. Going left after defeating the Archbishop, we find the deformed mask of Orestes.
I see everything from the highest point of the dried tree in which the miracle has reincarnated me.
Going back to mea culpa, I buy Ascending Edge. I enter this weird cathedral room and meet this NPC.
Oh, behold, gracious lady, a visitor. Oh, please forgive me, penitent one. You stand in the presence of Socorro, our pious lady of the perpetual agony. Isn't she majestic? She's a miracle in herself, unceasing, eternal.
In what I'm sure is a really dumb mistake, I end up killing her.
What? What have you done, Our Lady?
Then I descend this platforming bit and find the Trapezium of Jeremiah, the Hangman. After doing some Blood Sands platforming, get the Smoking Heart of Incense. It increases the power of prayers, but make them cost an extra fervor bar. After that, I come across this room with the statue. It's not useful now, but it comes up later within a very important quest. Then, after doing more Red Sands platforming, we find the Trapezoid of Jaeger, the jeweler. Then I travel all the way to the right, encountering this lovely, lovely lady.
Faceless warrior, stay thy course. I sense a heavy burden within thee, although I can neither see thy face nor hear thy voice. Forgive my manners. My name is Miriam. This place of crimson shadows has summoned me. Something in this suffering land, a will that eludes my understanding, decided that I alter the course of my journey and brought me to this place. And if it has sanctioned this meeting, it must be because we are being put to the test, destined to mutually help one another under its watchful gaze. This crystal that lies before us is what allows me to travel to distant lands. But, as you can see, it is cracked, and its magic extinguished. To restore it, I must find the shards that are scattered throughout your world. I beg you, allow me to show you one of them. It lies beyond this door.
Then, Miriam shows me to her Portal of the Blue Rose. Yeah,
This is one of the portals of the Blue Rose that guard each and every one of the crystal shards. The force of its magic will not allow me to enter. Pray, help me, anonymous warrior. Enter in my stead and retrieve the shards. I must return to my kingdom, and I must not tarry. Help me, warrior.
So I believe there's 5 portals like this in the game, and all of them are just platforming challenges. They're really fun. This first one I struggle with a lot. I don't realize that it's timed until later, so I'll just skip to the winning run.
Look, the portal of the Blue Rose has closed. The shard has returned, and the crystal is reforming. I beg thee, help me retrieve the remaining shards.
Then I go under where that Blue Rose portal was. To the left, I find Mourning and Havoc, the DLC area. And then to the right, I find a fast travel point. I did end up going into Mourning and Havoc for a few screens, but the enemies are so difficult, I just left. I ended up going into the Library of Negated Words to make a bit more progress. After setting a save point and going left more, I find a new NPC.
The sound does not cease. It creeps on these forgotten walls, and no one can determine its origin or its obscure destiny. For the love of the High Wills, silence it, for I have long yearned for it.
Quick sidebar, but this enemy blows! But while we're here, we find the Sacrum of the Dark Warlock. After making a bit more progress, we come across another sword heart. After making some progress, we find that caged baby, go to the right, and then we enter the sleeping canvases. We go to the right a bit and find this sooty garlic. Then we go down and left to find this merchant spot. She has the key of the Inquisitor, which I didn't realize until editing this right now, is for an area way later that I ended up looking like 3 hours for. So, thanks editing. Yay. But what I end up buying is this empty bile vessel. After dying and then exploring a bit more, I find this Oil of the Pilgrims, which increases my fervor. Then, after going under these guillotines, I end up finding another Quicksilver. I continue left and end up upgrading my bead of wax, as well as finding the baby up there. We also end up finding this shortcut, as well as the kneecap of Sebastian. Then we end up traveling back to Albero, and that is where I end the video. Yet again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Next episode should be back to the live commentary, normal edits, no voiceover unless needed. But anyways, y'all have a lovely day. Peace.